Bit of an early morning update. Oh, hello Cocky. Haven't seen many of them around, but I'm sure as soon as the garden gets going a bit more, they'll be around. Work continues on the veggie garden. As you can see, there's a fair bit more mulch going down there. More cardboard to put under the mulch and get rid of the grass and all the weeds. Things are popping up now, obviously. It's been a few weeks, so small but growing. Bok choys, calabres, broccolis, carrots, springers, leeks, all that sort of stuff. Beans, they're all coming up. Plenty of things going on in there. Potato stack is ready and just planted them on Sunday, actually. So it's been sitting there for a couple of weeks with some little bit of dirt, not much, mostly a mix of grass clippings and bamboo, because I was mowing in the bamboo where there was some grass. No seeds or anything like that. It's pretty nice at the moment. So that's in there. That's been sitting for a couple of weeks with some manures and stuff in there. So I've just put the potatoes in, and then we'll keep topping it up with more bamboo and other clippings that have been through the mower, and various bits and composts and stuff in there as well, you know, as they grow up. All the beds are doing all right. What I really wanted to show you though was, I suppose, where I've been mowing and working hard is probably zone 1.5 or zone 2. We're going to check it every day, but I don't need to do a whole lot of work in here. The animals are going to live in here, so I need to check it every day. But the animals are in here to look after the fruit trees I want to plant, and obviously provide eggs and a bit of meat maybe, and obviously life lessons for the kids. April is in love with animals, so we want to foster that a little bit. So that'll be nice for her to have some space for that. So I've just been mowing this. This was about 2 foot high of grass and full of sticks, full of bamboo, an old tree. When I was running the mower over it, you didn't actually touch the ground. There was that much grass. So that's the last bit I just mowed, so it looks obviously quite brown. And just there, it was mowed probably about 2 weeks ago, so obviously you can see it's coming back. Probably by summer we'll have a lawn here. It'll grow that quickly, and I'll keep on top of it now. I'll do a stick walk pretty soon. Got to do that fence line there on the outside so I can clean it all up and fix up that fence. Not too bad, the fence, but you know, got to make sure the chickens can't get out, so we'll use a bit of chicken wire around the outside of that. Yep, you can hear all the bats chatting about last night. And down the bottom here, which is a bit in shadow, so we'll walk down there, is where I was clearing those weeds out a couple of weeks ago. All that tobacco, lantana, a few other things. Whilst I was cleaning that out, I kind of discovered that, I saw evidence of what bats are, which is the pollinators and seed dispersers of the forest. So down here is guavas, chilies. Well, those tobacco plants are probably from them as well. The lantana may be from them, or maybe from just normal birds. But sure enough, when we start to look around where they've been roosting, you can see all sorts of stuff. Little guava. There's another one somewhere else just here. Some sort of forest plant. I assume this is a bat one, I don't know for sure. Plenty of little palms. Now there's no direct palm above me. There's actually not even a palm within about 30, 40 meters of here. but nonetheless, there is a ton of palms. So the bats are obviously pooing because they nest right above where we are now. Right there. You'll see them up in there if I move long enough. There we go. A whole bunch there. So they've obviously just been dropping their evening, the leftovers of their evening meals right here, and probably throughout this whole area in here. You can see the other side of the fence has still got weeds. I haven't got in there yet. I will once I get that mowed down the side there. I'll start at the top. Always start from an edge, so I started from that edge over there and worked my way all the way down there and then across. And it's just easier when you have an edge to work with. So I'll do the same here. I'll work my way from the top along the fence line, which will be the hardest bit to get started. But once I've cut myself an edge, I will be able to work my way across that there. But because I'm primarily focused on this paddock here at the moment, I will come down that fence, come down here, and that gives me access into this weedy area easily. I've been cutting out this bamboo here, this dead fella, which eventually will come out completely, but at the moment I'm focusing on just getting it off the fence line so that the chickens and whatnot don't have bridges out. So yeah, so now that's pretty much, the paddock's ready. I need to do the stick walk. I'll get rid of all that stuff, and then I can come in with the mower and tidy all of this stuff up, you know, get it over again. Hey Beanie. And yeah, and once that bamboo there is cleared, well, there's a well over there actually, so there's a bit of a flat spot. I don't know, not 100% sure why they put a well down there. Must be pretty old, must be before town water, I assume. But they would have had to pump from there up to wherever they were planning on putting a house, or wherever a house used to be with this place. There might have been, because this would have been a farm that they've cut up into a whole bunch of acreages, and then there's actually quarter-acre blocks down Queen Street. So there may have been a house somewhere in here. There's a few flat spots in there, so it just doesn't seem like a likely place. But on a good flood, that well would be at water level, I reckon. It would be not far off the dam wall over there. So I just don't understand at the moment, but never mind. There's a bit of water in that well, but it's pretty much useless. More of a hazard than anything else, but we'll leave it there. Maybe one day it'll have a use. So this is it, the paddock is now ready. Now, I suppose I think permaculture isn't just about systems working together. So, for instance, let's just go permaculture, geese, right? Geese are, say, weed control. They will keep the grass down in your... And there could be sheep, it could be whatever else, right? That the geese themselves are a system, right? So as an animal, they're going to eat, right? So they're going to eat our grass in here and keep it nice and short, which helps keep snakes away, which helps keep moisture away from the bases of plants. That's very important, so you don't get mold and rots and stuff. They fertilize as they go, so they will poo a lot. Geese have a very fast digestive system. I think a lot of birds do, because they need to fly. Obviously most geese nowadays don't fly, but they still have a fast metabolism, so they poo quite a lot. So that system then works with my fruit trees, which fruit trees provide shade for the animals, you know, stop erosion, provide food, all of this sort of stuff, right? Now, there are other parts of permaculture which I think are quite important, which as a principle is doing what you can with what you have. And that, I think that's important because, for instance, a lot of people probably would have just got a tractor in to do this, to slash all of this stuff. And that's fine, but you need to pay someone to do that. So there's money you need to come up with. So now you need to work more somewhere else away from your permaculture system, most likely when you're getting started, because you don't have things to sell yet, or whatever you're doing. So you need to pay someone, or you've bought a piece of land. You might go, fuck, I need a tractor. Now I need a mower. Now I need a chainsaw. Now I need a whippersnipper. Now all of those things have an impact on the earth, and you need to pay for them. They have a manufacturing impact. They have all those carbon miles and everything else you want to put on there, right? And yes, they'll last for a very long time. It's not like going down and buying a bit of plastic from the shop and it's broken in a couple of days. Your tractor should last for quite a long time, as most of your tools should if you're looking after them. But you don't need them all the time. So I did all of this, not with a ride-on, not with a snipper. I did it all with what I had, and what I had was that little, oh, hang on. The lovely, lovely, glorious sun is out and we can't see from where we are. So we'll just go for a quick walk. And it cost me nothing. It cost me absolutely nothing other than the food I ate, because I was doing so much work to mow that, right? And what did I do it with? This little fella. That's right. My little Rover. Doesn't look like much, but I managed to tear through that entire thing. It took me about 3 days. I might have done it probably about 2 to 4 or 5 hours every time, you know, so it was a good amount of work. It was quite hard, but this little Rover didn't cost me 3 grand, didn't cost me 15 grand. It cost me $100 when I moved to Brisbane off a kid, actually. He was saving to go to Sydney. And all we did was drill a new hole down here so I can lift it up. Look at that. Got a couple more inches clearance. Makes it easier to mow, goes over most of those sticks. And now, once this is all maintained, it becomes easy to mow now. It won't be that hard. And I bought that for the place we were living in Brisbane. I already had it. I didn't have to pay anyone to do this. I didn't have to buy anything to do this. Okay, I bought 5 litres of petrol, but that was all. And the food. So I think that's an important part of permaculture, is just trying to do what you can with what you have. You know, in this case, my systems in here, the multiple systems we'll have, the animals, the fruit trees, and there might even be some other stuff going on, we don't know yet. Maybe some, I don't think I'll do any market garden stuff in here. I think I'll leave this straight to food forest style stuff. But it worked with the tools and the systems I had, and this was one of them. This little mower. Couldn't really damage it. It's so tough. Needs some new blades, needs to be cleaned. Oh, it doesn't actually need new blades. I'll just give them a good sharpen, pull it all apart, give it a service. But it's easy. I didn't have to go and work for anyone else to get the money to pay for a ride on or pay for someone to do the work for me. I got in there and I did it myself with what you have. And I think that's one of the most important things about when you want to go down this path, especially when it's not a business. If it's a farm and you're turning it into a business and you're starting a farm up for a business, it's a different story. But when you're living where you want to have this stuff and time is your friend, then try and avoid those extra costs and avoid them by using what you have or what you can borrow. So that's the field now. So there's a bit more cleanup to do, but all the hard work's done. And sure enough, by summer I reckon it'll look like that. Which, by the way, needs another mow after 2 weeks in winter. That's crazy, isn't it? So yeah, quick update.